Hello everybody, and welcome to this video where I'm going to talk about the top 10 most annoying Paladins champions to fight against. Originally, I tried to order this list starting with champions who only feel annoying with certain talents or builds, versus champions who just have an annoying base kit. But, when trying to organize the list, I decided to base it on the plain frustration factor, regardless of talent or loadout choice. Alrighty, let's get heated. Let's start slow with number 10. Makoa. In his base kit, Makoa houses the single best ability for enemy displacement, the Dredge Anchor. With this ability, Makoa can grab any enemy out of position and really put them out of position by plopping them right in front of his team. You can feel the pain even more if he's running the Pluck talent. With this talent, that first shot after being hooked will deal 963 HP, which is almost half of most champions' health pools. But that's not even the most annoying aspect of Makoa. This turtle houses a nasty shield reset build, with the half shell talent, the Barrier Reef card, and Chronos. If the enemy spams his shield, the Makoa can plop down another one in 4 seconds. On top of that, half shell removes the penalty of casting the barrier by plopping the shield down at Makoa's feet and letting him play like normal. With half shell, Makoa players can bob and weave for cover, run away with the shield at their backs, or they can hook enemies into the shield, which makes it very difficult to fight back. If I made this list last season, I would probably list Makoa higher, but the Balance team recently lowered the effectiveness of the half shell build, and in turn, Makoa is slightly less frustrating to play against. At number 9 is every new player's worst nightmare, Seris. When I first started playing Paladins, I hated this bleached bit thing. That's because I used to never buy Cauterize when I started. And as you all know, without Cauterize, a Seris will be healing for a lot. Healbot Serises, however, are a walk in the park to deal with. What sets Seris over the edge in terms of her frustration factor is her other playstyles via the Soul Collector and Agony talents. Both of these talents rely on the Ren Soul ability to gain value. And guess what? In the Season 4 Calamity patch, Seris' Ren Soul got its cooldown cut in half, going from 10 to 5 seconds. On top of that, you can use the Wickedness card to reduce your cooldown to only 3 seconds. So, if a Seris is using Agony, they could potentially chain stuns together every 3 seconds. Comboed with the self-healing received from Ren Soul, and Seris can be a tough one to take down. Oh, and did I mention that with Soul Collector, Seris can get a max of 3,110 health, which is just barely a frontliner's health? Soul Collector also has the benefit of increasing Seris' base damage by 30%, meaning that she can be hitting for 273 per Soul Orb, which fires every 0.3 seconds, giving her a DPS of roughly 910. In my eyes, a Soul Collector or Agony Seris is way more frustrating to fight than a Healbot Seris. With all of that said though, I do think that Seris is really easy to counter. Once you bait out the Shadow Travel, all you have to do is stalk her throughout the ability, and then kill her when she pops out. Next at number 8 is Spinny Ninny Xin with his annoying base kit. His talents just add a little extra salt. Xin's base kit is super defensive in nature. All 3 of his skills can be used to waste enemy abilities and make escapes. This makes Xin the best flanker for dipping in and out of fights. Just when you have him on the ropes, Billow. Or wait, maybe he'll whirl into you and cut 400 of your health on the way out. Or maybe he'll throw a counter and tag you with 600 during his escape. I didn't even mention his ultimate, which stun locks you and guarantees 2000 damage. If Xin runs the Guillotine talent, this ultimate becomes an execute, dealing 25% of your HP with each swing. You better hope there's a healer pocketing you when a Guillotine Xin attacks, because in most cases, it's game over. Even without Guillotine, his other 2 talents are mildly irritating as well. Free extra damage with Yomi, and a pitiful self-heal with Smolder. Either way with Xin, be prepared to waste a lot of time and a lot of abilities. Androxus makes the number 7 spot, mainly due to one talent, Cursed Revolver. This talent changes Andro's weapon from a very unfun thing to play with, to a super frustrating gun to play against. With Cursed Revolver, Androxus gets his damage up to 600 a shot, for the cost of firing a bit slower with a 0.5 second fire rate. He also gets the annoying weapon spread of his default gun removed, making his weapon shots have pinpoint accuracy. On paper, this talent doesn't sound too bad. Slower fire rate for more accurate and hard-hitting shots. Well, this talent becomes super frustrating to deal with once we factor in Andy's other skills and loadout cards. Let's start with cards, specifically the Quick Draw card, which can give Andro an extra 5 shots in his revolver. Now, Andro players don't have to worry about missing much because of the 11 shots he has in the magazine. Not only that, but Andro hosts a great selection of ammo regen cards, the notable one being Buying Time, which can give you up to 10 ammo back on reversal. And you can proc this card more often with the Seething Hatred card, which decreases reversal's cooldown by up to 2.5 seconds with each revolver shot. Besides some ammo cards, Andro has some decent self-sustain options to keep him in the fight for longer. We're not done though, because I haven't even talked about Androxus' abilities that aid in the frustration factor when facing his cursed revolver. The Nether Step gives Andro omnidirectional mobility, meaning that anywhere you hide isn't safe. His reversal is great for proccing the ammo back card, but its main purpose is to punish enemies who dare to fight back against the Walking Edge. And when all 11 weapon shots fail to hit, you can still guarantee damage with his Defiance Punch and its obnoxious hitbox. Androxus is a weird one. His default weapon feels so awful to use, and while Cursed Revolver tries to remedy this by rewarding the player's skill, it gets completely offset by some of the strong ammo cards. Now we're getting into the real annoying ones, with number 6 going to Dredge. Let's just say, I hated Marauder's Port for the longest time because of this champion. And that's mainly due to one ability. Dredge's Broadside is the easiest and one of the best zoning abilities in the game. If you are caught in a cluster of broadside nades, you are dead. Because of its spammable nature, Dredge can often be a nightmare to fight against in closed rooms or tight maps. You can't go to the point safely because there's broadside spam, and you can't get to Dredge himself because of that same spam. If you do manage to get close to Dredge, you better kill him quick because he'll be teleporting halfway across the map with his shortcuts. I haven't even mentioned the other annoying playstyle involving the Scuttle talent. Dredges with this talent will cap out Death Tans and spam that reload in your face till you're dead. On top of all this, Dredge has a hefty 50% slow with his Harpoon, and his loadout cards offer a plethora of self-sustain options. A notable one being the Dark Bargain card, which heals Dredge up to 250 health a second when standing near a shortcut, which, in the long term, promotes sitting in one area and spamming. He also has a card that gives ammo back on broadside.
Why, Evomoji? Why?
Oh, I forgot to mention, but with the Blow the Man Down card, Dredge can apply an 80% slow to someone. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the highest in the game. Luckily, Dredge has higher value loadout cards, so you probably won't see this one much. In the top 5 now, it's Terminus. The Power Siphon absorbs most damage in the game and can be toggled on and off at will. Comboed with some strong Siphon reset cards, and a good term can ensure that the Siphon is always active and absorbing damage. Many times you will think that you got the term on the edge, and then BAM! He resets 50% of his charge and Siphon is back in your face. On top of that, Terminus gains Calamity Blast for every 1,200 damage absorbed. At base, you have 1 blast, and can store up to 4 additional charges. The Calamity Blast deals 250 damage each, and when activated, Terminus will shoot out all blasts at once. With max charges, Terminus will shoot 5 blasts at once for a burst of 1250. But wait, there's more! If he's running the Decimation talent, which ups the damage of Calamity Blasts, that burst goes up to 1750. While I personally find the Decimation reset build to be infuriating, Terminus also boasts another frustrating but super fun playstyle with his Undying Train build. Instead of gaining Calamity charges to use on enemies, you instead hold your charges and gain 20% damage reduction and 40% move speed. These Terminus players will be in your face and will take massively reduced damage once you combo in Haven and the additional 20% damage reduction from Undying. Terminus' last talent, Crush, isn't safe from the frustration factor either. In fact, it's probably the most frustrating to the average player. With this talent, Terminus' Shatterfall will now stun all enemies hit for 1 second, allowing for easy cleanup from Term and his team. With Terminus, all his talents and playstyles are frustrating to play against. And this is coming from someone trying to get Term to level 50. Real quick at number 4 is Cassie. Originally, she was higher up in the list, but I moved her down a smidge. Honestly, with Cassie, her whole kit feels balanced and fair to fight. There's just one very annoying aspect about her. When I tell you that I hate her burst combo, I freaking hate it. So, normally Cassie deals 680 damage with her primary fire. Her blast shot deals 450 damage. Up to 600 with impulse. That sounds fine by itself, right? Well, for some reason, you can use the primary and the blast shot at the same time. To do this, just shoot your primary and immediately press the key for blast shot. You'll end up doing a burst combo that ranges from 1130 to 1280 damage. So, just like that, over half of the average champ's health pool is gone. Afterwards, a Cassie can follow up with her easy to land primaries for a quick and easy kill. The rest of Cassie's kit is fine. It's just that one combo is super aggravating to fight against. So yeah, devs, please add a small delay after you use your primary as Cassie. Please and thank you. For number 3, I decided to group both snipers, Strix and Kinessa, together for the same reason. Getting clipped for 1200 HP across the map. Since Strix got gutted, thank the Pyre, I think Kinessa is the stronger and more annoying sniper. But I'll cover both anyways. Starting with Strix. Everything about his kit is unfun. A reveal via his flare, stealth to keep him concealed when positioning, an ultimate that hurts my eyes, and the worst offender, a sniper rifle that doesn't need to charge up. Even though this depressed owl has been through the ringer from the balance team, the frustration of fighting a decent Strix will always be there. And let's not forget his protege Kinessa, who has not one, but 2 talents that boost her sniper damage. With steady aim, all you have to do is hit a fully charged shot, and then you get 20% bonus damage for free. 20% bonus damage on Nessa means that she'll be hitting for 1440 on a body shot, and 2040 on a headshot. Additionally, if the Nessa is more skilled, she may take the Eagle Eye talent, which boosts headshot damage by 25%, meaning that they'll be hitting for 2100. How do I describe the immense frustration of this talent? My old Overwatch viewers might know this, but picture a good Widowmaker in Overwatch constantly one-shotting you before you get close. That's this talent, but in Paladins. You could be minding your own business, and then you're dead. Additionally, Kinessa has her Oppressor Mines to keep enemies on their toes. At one point, I dismissed these as being the worst ability in the game, but they're actually not terrible. The Oppressor Mines deal low 125 damage a second, but they do so very discreetly. Oftentimes in clumped up fights, the Oppressor Mines can tick up thousands of damage just from being ignored. They're also amazing at dismounting in Siege, which is a critical tactic for securing the point in that mode. Besides the mines, Kinessa has a teleporter that can give her lots of distance and can heal her a decent bit with cards. But to top it all off is Kinessa's Headhunter ultimate. This ultimate grants Kinessa 50% bonus damage when targeting the upper half of enemy players. Notice how I said upper half. Yeah, you don't actually have to hit headshots to get the bonus damage, but hitting headshots will increase your damage even further. By default, a Headhunter headshot will deal 2400 damage. With steady aim, it goes up to 2640, and with Eagle Eye, it does 2700 damage. The ultimate also applies to your normal rifle too, so either way, Kinessa is shredding you when she pops her ult. Yeah, enemy snipers aren't fun in any games, to be fair. And for number 2, we got Leon. I think everybody was expecting her to be somewhere on this list. Where to begin? Auto-aim, let's start with that. Leon has not one, but 2 abilities that give her 400 damage for free. Valorant Base can hit multiple targets, and Grace can tag multiple targets with the Alacrity talent. On top of that, both of these skills are considered weapon attacks, meaning that they can apply on-hit items from the item store, like Life Rip and most notably, Cauterize. So, not only can Leon start fights with 800 damage for free, she can also be applying Cauterize, free of charge. I haven't even mentioned the most annoying build, which is her Eminence Reset build. At base, Leon's Presence deals 800 damage and pierces targets. With Eminence, you get up to 50% bonus damage based on distance, on top of reducing the cooldown of the ability by 4 seconds. With the 50% bonus damage making the ability hit for 1200, Leon effectively becomes a pseudo-sniper, taking out half of your health from across the map. I mean, surely with such a long cooldown, even with Eminence, it shouldn't be so bad. Behold, the Heraldry card and the Inheritance card. Heraldry cuts the cooldown of Presence by up to 5 seconds for each enemy hit. The Inheritance card reduces all of Leon's cooldowns by up to 50% when she gets an elimination. In the case of Presence, that's another 5.5 seconds off. So, if Leon kills an enemy with Presence, she will instantly have another one. Comboed with dealing more damage at range, and piercing targets, and this becomes agitating to say the least. Oh, how could I forget her ultimate? AKA, the Screw You button. Leon's ultimate is a piercing blast that deals 1,600 damage. While casting, Leon gets a hefty 50% damage reduction, which can often swing losing fights in her favor. Additionally, if Leon gets a kill with the ultimate, she gets refunded half of her ultimate charge. Because reasons, I don't know, frustration. I feel like Leon falls into a similar vein to that of Cursed Revolver Andro. Her main gun is pinpoint accurate and is made to reward the player's skill. Yet for some reason she has all these crutches like auto-aim and cooldown resets. The only way to balance Leon is to bring back the Death and Taxes talent. Like I said earlier, when I originally concepted this list, I tried to organize it based on characters that are annoying with talents versus those who are annoying solely off of their base kit. I was doing fine with that until I got to the most annoying champ in the game, who in my eyes is Tyra. She has a fairly frustrating base kit, but what sets her over the edge are her talents. Let's start with Hunting Party, which surprisingly I find the least frustrating to fight. Hunting Party grants Tyra an additional charge of Hunter's Mark, and the 15% bonus mark damage now applies to her teammates as well. Getting spammed with reveals and taking bonus damage from all enemies can be a pain. But that is nothing compared to Tyra's next talent, Mercy Kill. Nade Launcher has 3 charges. That sounds like nothing on paper. A little extra damage, so what? Well, what sets this talent over the edge is the ridiculous damage reduction provided by the In the Fray card. With this card, Tyra can gain up to 20% damage reduction after shooting a nade. Again, that sounds fine on paper. In theory, the card should just reset the duration with each nade, right? It doesn't. Instead, the damage reduction stacks with itself. With diminishing returns, if a Tyra pops all 3 nades at once, she will take roughly 47% less damage. 47%! Comboed with Tyra's higher health pool and passive lifesteal, and she can be almost impossible to take down when her DR is up. As insane as that sounds, I actually find Tyra's third talent, Burn Monster, to be the most infuriating aspect about the character and Paladins as a whole. When an enemy Tyra picks up Burn Monster, I know that I'm not going to have a good time. First off, look how bloated this talent is. Firebomb deals 30% increased damage, cripples enemies caught in it, and applies a 60% reduced healing effect. First off, the bonus damage. The Firebomb will go from dealing 9% of your max health every 0.6 seconds to roughly 12% of your max health every 0.6 seconds. Fun. Then there's a reduced healing effect. That's in here because reasons. Hey, if we're gonna go anti-fun, might as well go all the way. And then, the single most infuriating thing about Burn Monster is the cripple effect. If you get hit with one of these firebombs, you are screwed. You want to get out as fast as possible because of the increased damage, but you can't dash away because look, you're crippled! You also can't stay in the fire and tank the damage with a healer because oh, looky here, old Cauterize 2 for free! Not to mention that most of the time when you're crippled, the enemy Tyra will be unloading into you as you slowly burn to death. Either way you slice it, you will not be having fun when a Burn Monster Tyra is on the enemy team. And that's the list. Do you agree with my picks? Who do you think the most annoying champs in the game are? Let me know down below. Also, please don't get mad if I called your favorite champion annoying. Actually, get mad all you want. Please comment below about how mad you are. Don't forget to clap that like button and laser down that sub button. Snatching the bell is also a great way to keep in the loop. As always, I'm Yo Ninja, and peace.